Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet one of the top docs in North Texas on knee and hip replacement surgery. His incredible story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, these days we're living longer and longer, and so we want our quality of life in our 60s, 70s, 80s, and into our 90s to be full and vibrant, and that's why knee and hip replacement surgery is going crazy right now. Instead of just nursing an old injury and saying, well, that's my fate, people are saying, let's get it done. To talk about that today, Dr. Adam Wright. He's with Plano Orthopedic. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. We were visiting before the show, and you were telling me since you got into the business just a decade or so ago, light years ahead when it comes to technology.
Absolutely. Things have changed so much when it comes to joint replacement, specifically in the last 10 years. Patients are going home the day of surgery. There's so much technology involved. It's almost sci-fi. I mean, using robots. The way that we are treating people's pain has changed, and we're not throwing narcotics at people, and now they're going home, they're feeling better, getting up and moving more quickly than they ever have before.
And that's amazing. And there's this old saying, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. We found a nice video of Dr. Wright. Let's go ahead and roll that.
I'm Adam Wright. I'm a board-certified orthopedic surgeon here at Plano Orthopedics. I've been here for 2 years. I specialize in hip and knee replacement. A little bit about me and my family. We live in the Castle Hills community. We go to First Baptist Church at the Fields. I've been married to my wife, Joy, for 12 years now, and we have 4 kids. We have a 6-year-old girl, a 4-year-old girl, and 15-month-old twins who have kept us really busy in the past year, but it's been a lot of fun. I grew up in San Antonio, went to Madison High School, went to college at Texas A&M, where I met my wife. We were there for 4 years, and then went to medical school at UT Houston. So that was another 4 years, and then residency was in Temple, Texas. Then we did fellowship, which is a year of just focusing on hip and knee replacement in Reno, Nevada. I had a family background of having a brother who had cerebral palsy. I was in the hospital and in doctor's offices a lot growing up as a kid with my brother and with my family. So I got to see people who were really good at being doctors and people who were not. I was actually able to be in the operating room at age 10 and observe open heart surgery. How I got to do that is bring your son to work day, and I went with a friend's dad. And that immediately, I knew surgery was for me. That was what I wanted to do. And so from age 10, I wanted to be in surgery. In medical school, I saw how much fun orthopedics was, how great the patients were, how everybody recovers quickly and they're motivated. And that was just powerful to me. I wanted to be able to fix problems, fix them quickly, and get people back out to their lives. And even though I may look young, and I am, I graduated high school at 16, so that gave me a little bit of a heads up. So I am young being here, but I have the experience. People that taught me how to do hip and knee replacement were not only the guys that wrote the textbooks, but actually the people who designed the knee implants that go in residency and in fellowship. You heard of robotics in surgery. I actually specialize in robotics for both hip and knee replacement. The guy who designed the robot is the guy who taught me how to use it. So I've been using these robots and using the technology that's on the market since before it was even widely available. One of the things that sets me apart is I'm the only person, both in our practice and around town, who can do minimally invasive joint replacement, hip and knee replacement without cutting the muscle, and use robots, and getting people up and out of the hospital the same day of their surgery most of the time. What's special about the patients here at Posmic is that they're all motivated. They all have something that they're trying to get back to, and they've been functional. They love playing with their grandkids or playing pickleball or going out playing golf. And then all of a sudden, or over time, they can't do that anymore. And usually hip or knee arthritis takes people down. What we're able to do is we're able to get people back quickly and in better spots than they were before. So that's why I really like doing what I do.
Wow. And I was watching you do a Top Doc show here at our network, and I was watching you being interviewed by Kaylee Dion, a mutual friend, and she asked you about the number of surgeries, and I was shocked. So you're doing hundreds, while some doctors only do a few?
Yes, sir. I mean, here in Dallas, if you're getting medical care, you should be going to a specialist. So I do several hundred hip and knee replacements every year. The average orthopedic surgeon does about 8.
Really?
And they're doing everything. They're doing shoulders, they're doing knees, elbows. I just stick with what I know the best, which is hip and knee replacement. And that's where you get better outcomes.
You were telling me before the show, sometimes you see tears, happy tears, after the surgery's over?
Absolutely. I was shocked to start my practice how many people will cry in the office simply because they're doing well. We fortunately get to give people their life back. And they are usually saying that their biggest regret after surgery is that they didn't do it years previously. So we have lots of very happy patients and lots of incredible gifts. I mean, it's around Christmas time, and we got lots of home-baked cookies and bread, and that's, to me, the best part of the job.
Well, I imagine if you put off getting surgery done, you're trying to overcompensate, right? So you may have bone on bone in your hip or your knee, and so then you favor one leg. I mean, talk about why it's so important to get it addressed.
Well, if you are not able to walk or do the activities that you normally like to do, your whole body suffers. You'll start gaining weight, you'll start losing muscle, and then you socially withdraw. You don't get to see your friends as much because the activities you participate in are just not available to you. So you don't want to wait on something that's changing your quality of life. And for most people, it's really hard to know when to actually go ahead and go with the surgery route, even though it's scary. Most people will make that decision when their quality of life begins to suffer.
And you work with a dream team over there at Plano Orthopedic. Let's go ahead and show this video.
Plano Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center has over 45 years of knowledge and expertise in the orthopedic field. We've helped more than 500,000 patients, and that number keeps growing. We stand out for having multiple specialists, board certified and fellowship trained, who can take care of patients from head to toe, all under one roof. This equates to a more synchronized, holistic care for our patients and the ability to provide same to next day appointments so patients don't have to wait in pain for days on end. Our doctors utilize the most advanced technology available in diagnostic testing, surgery, and conservative treatment options so patients have less downtime and can get back to the things they love to do quickly. Giving personalized time and attention to each patient and their injury, because no tear and no patient is the same. From our multiple physical therapy clinic locations in DFW to our lab and radiology technologists who do x-rays on site, our team of 100 staff members navigate our patients through every step of their healing journey. We make the process convenient for our patients. We have expedited the check-in process and eliminated the check-out process to improve the patient experience. Our patients can now spend more time with the doctors and less time in the waiting room. Technology, skill, and knowledge have been very important to us these past 45 years. But what is most important to us is that we put people first, always. That we are steadfast in holding on to the values and principles that were the foundation of the Plano Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center journey. We will never sacrifice the time and compassionate quality care our patients need to heal. We call that the right way forward. The right way forward is at the core of everything we do and who we are. Regardless of pressures and constraints we've all felt from the ever-changing healthcare industry, we've held true to people over profit. At Plano Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Center, every day we can say we've made a difference in someone's life and that we truly make people better.
So impressive. You really have assembled a dream team of doctors. I'll give you a chance to brag on your colleagues.
So one of the things I love about working at our office is that we have the expert in each field just down the hall from me. So if a patient comes in with an issue that I haven't dealt with in several years, or that I know, hey, we need to get the expert on this, I can do it probably later that afternoon. It's very easy to work with your colleagues and get people into the right place quickly.
And I know pickleball is all the rage. Are you seeing any kind of surge from pickleball?
Oh, yes. We're seeing tons of pickleball injuries. And all sorts of things can happen in pickleball. You can go and try and return something. You could fall, skin your knee, land on your hip, roll an ankle. We're seeing it all over the place. And it's patients that maybe were good at tennis and are playing down, or it's patients that have never played a racket sport and are starting to play. Of all ages, we are seeing pickleballers come in.
Okay, in the last minute or so, I want you to talk to that person who might be putting it off. They're scared that they're going to be in pain. They're scared about the amount of rehab they're going to have to do. Why don't you reassure them that everything's going to be okay?
That's one of my favorite things to do. Surgery is scary. Going to the doctor is scary for people who haven't been there before. For us, we say, yes, it's your surgery day, but for us, it's Tuesday. We do this and we will take good care of you. Go in there and talk to the doctor, figure out what is going to be your unique pathway to recovery, and realize medicine has changed. The way that we treat pain has changed. The way that we do this surgery is much less invasive than it used to be. There are almost always options before surgery, and if you have to get there, this is probably going to be a life-changing thing, and you just need to get in there and see what your options are. Don't be fearful. Find a doctor that cares about you, that will listen to your concerns, and will customize their treatment plan for what you need.
Well, I can see why you're so successful. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your wisdom. We're going to end with the website, which is posmc.com. The great Dr. Adam Wright. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Jack.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.